Hi everybody, welcome to Now You're Cooking. This isn't Now You're Cooking, we're at Kelly's house. Yet another guest kitchen with another guest from Now You're Cooking with us. Our kitchen project is coming along. We're very excited. We're still a few weeks out, but we will be having a grand opening when that happens. And we're also starting to schedule some cooking classes with chefs, so news on that coming up hopefully within the next few weeks. And we'll be having wine tastings and all sorts of fun stuff happening in our new kitchen. Coming up next week, we're going to be making homemade granola bars. I made a batch this week. They got gobbled up very quickly, so we can all attest to the fact that they're delicious. And the week after that, Avery is going to be making taco bowls. So actual taco bowls and then taco salad inside them. So that's going to be really fun with our little chef, Avery. Bee Bath by Bath is going on for another couple of weeks. The last drawing is the beginning of April. So it'll be the first Monday in April. So you still have time. If you're not familiar with Bee Bath by Bath, coming in to any of the shops, almost any business I think in downtown Bath is participating. You get a card, we put our name on the back, you get a stamp on the front. Visit 4 different businesses to fill out your card, and then your card gets entered into a weekly drawing for a $25 gift of bath and a $75 gift of bath gift certificates, which is super cool. So we do this every year, February and March. It really helps bring people into our downtown during a kind of a slow part of the season.
And if you have a partial card, you can save it till next year because we do it every year.
Yes. I have a card I think I have saved. I know that I saved from last year. It's almost full. I have since filled another couple of them, but I keep forgetting to fill that one. So it might be like a 5-year card by the time I'm done with it. So tonight, what are we making?
We're making Ina's Irish bread.
Irish brown bread. Well, so it's a Guinness, right? So it's a beer bread
for St. Patrick's Day.
For St. Patrick's Day, exactly, which is tomorrow. This is not the book that it's in. This is another awesome book. You use this as your cookbook. I forgot to bring Cooking for Jeffrey, which is the book that this recipe is in.
I'm cooking for Jim.
You're cooking for Jim. But Ina, this is an Ina recipe, and it's really, really good. We had a loaf. Heather made a loaf a couple of weeks ago, and it was fantastic, very moist. You haven't cut into this yet.
I haven't, no.
Oh, you're so good. You've got great willpower. Kelly made a beautiful loaf earlier today so that we'd have a loaf ready to show you. It's got oats and stout in it. Oh, you're going to cut into it.
I am. It's like brown bread. It smells like brown bread in a can that you would get and have with beans. That's what it reminds me of. So the smell.
It's instead of steaming it, it's baked, but basically a very similar recipe. So we're going to start with the dry ingredients, right? I haven't actually made this. Kelly did, and Heather has. So we're going to start with the. Excuse me. We're going to start with the dry. And can you hear me now? We're going to start with the dry.
Quick oats. 1 cup of quick oats.
1 cup of quick oats, and you can use regular old-fashioned oats. We found. Quick oats are a little, so they're both rolled oats, but quick oats are a little more ground up, so they cook a little more quickly. Hence the name.
And 2 1/4 cups of whole wheat flour, which you have
beautifully measured out for us already. Thank you. In that goes.
And 1/4 cup of regular flour.
Isn't that interesting? So it's mostly wheat with a little bit, need a little bit of gluten. Whole wheat flour does not have a lot of gluten in it. So the white flour is probably necessary to help keep it together.
And 1/2 cup of dark brown sugar, lightly packed. That was lightly packed.
It was lightly packed. My guess is that you could use light brown sugar, but this is going to help make it a little bit darker. But it's taste-wise, it would probably be very similar. And if all you have is light brown sugar, I wouldn't worry about it. Use your light brown sugar.
And 2 1/4 teaspoons of baking soda.
Soda and powder. You all know they're very different things. Read your recipe carefully before you measure these out because they're not the same. So, soda.
2 1/4 teaspoons of the soda.
Thank God you're here to keep me in line. 2 1/4. There is 1, 2 1/4 teaspoons of baking soda.
And then 1 teaspoon of the baking powder.
Oh, I must have left that off my recipe. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So if you have our recipe, I am going to have to adjust that because I left that off.
I left it out this morning too, but it still worked.
It still worked.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So 2 teaspoons of kosher salt.
This? 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. I thought I was supposed to read the recipe and you were going to be the minion.
I want to be the minion.
You don't want to be the minion?
I do want to be the minion. I'm good at being the minion.
You're good at telling me what to do too. Trust me.
And now for this part will be in this bowl.
Okay. And I'm going to just mix these together so that when we add the liquid, this is already mixed. And our brown sugar was a little hard, so you had to like chip away at a little bit, break it up.
It a little bit, yeah.
Okay. But it's going to be fine. It'll be fine in here. But you can see some chunks there, but it'll be just fine.
Do you want to talk about the bowl you're using?
Yeah, so this is the seafood, or not the seafood, sorry. The Sea Life or Ocean Life series from Mason Cash. So it's got crabs and fish and stuff on it. There's a large one, which is
I have the large one
dark
up there.
blue, which is up there, which maybe we'll see in a sec.
Yeah,
and then there's at least one smaller one. That one's got a ship on it, a sailboat, and some
Not
fish.
a ship.
A ship. No chips.
I have the turtle one too, but I don't know.
Somewhere.
It's somewhere.
Anyway,
I'll find it. Yeah.
They're beautiful. So we also have the In the Forest series from Mason Cash, which has the small, there's the pudding bowls. One is owls and one is foxes. Then there's a green one with adorable hedgehogs. And then the next size up, I think, is rabbits. And then there are bears and foxes. And they're really fun and they're great mixing bowls. Mason Cash is a British company. I don't think they're made in England anymore, but they used to be. You might recognize like the tan, this same shape, but with tan and like diamonds on it. And that's like the old fashioned, traditional bowl from Mason Cash. But we love these bowls. They're great for mixing.
And look at that.
Look at that.
Oh, it smells so good.
12. So this is 12 ounces.
This is going in here.
This is from Battery Steel, and this is a stout made here in Maine. We have several Maine stouts. We also have a couple from Ireland. We don't carry Guinness, but we have Sam Smith's. So there's an oatmeal, there's a chocolate stout. They're just great if you're not familiar with stout. It's a dark, heavy beer, but don't let heavy scare you off. It's really good. It's super flavorful.
It smells chocolatey.
It smells very chocolatey. It's kind of almost molassesy, but not sweet like molasses. I'm ruining it for everybody. It's really good. Trust me. Yeah. It's great. Okay.
So and you're going to put the butter.
So we're going to mix that right in here.
Yep.
So we've got melted.
We need to whisk it though.
That.
Yeah.
It's like I've never cooked before.
Melted butter. And our lovely Mexican vanilla.
That is such good vanilla. What do you need?
Teaspoon. A teaspoon. Are we Mutt and Jeff or what are we?
Well, you're the smart one. That's all I know. So this is part of what gives it'll give it the flavor, but also some of the color.
And then buttermilk, which there's one. These are so nice. These little, it's labeled 1 cup, 2 cups. So I already used 1 cup this morning.
And that's going to just get mixed right in here. I love buttermilk because it's got like that sour flavor to it.
And then it's this morning when I read it, you do a well, and then you do it with your hands.
Did you like doing it?
I didn't love it, and I don't know if it was necessary. I think that you could use a spoon.
Okay.
I used the spatula when I did.
Did you?
I also
A silicone spatula or wooden?
I used silicone.
We're going to use a silicone spatula. Can I do this part?
Yeah.
You sure?
You should.
All right. Here we go, folks. And then you start mixing from the outside in, right? I mean, from the inside, working your way out.
Just don't over-mix it is the thing.
Right. What happens if you over-mix it?
It will be too tough, I believe.
I think
Not
that's
as
probably
airy.
right. And you don't, because you have the air from the stout in there. So you want that to...
You don't want to deflate it.
You don't want it to deflate the dough. She's a pro because she's made this once, and I am a newbie because I've never made it. But so this is going to be very different from a traditional bread dough. There's no yeast in it.
It's almost like a quick bread.
It's
like a banana bread.
nice,
But
but without
bread.
bananas.
But with beer.
But with beer instead of bananas. So that's about how you want it, I bet. So that it's still... It's mostly mixed, but not over mixed. And this is a buttered pan.
Greased, butter.
Tell us about this pan.
It's USA, very thick, very sturdy, nice ridges, so it will get a good crust all the way around.
Beautiful.
Love it.
And we do carry these at the store. And these have a silicone non-stick surface on them, so it's a very safe non-stick. So I wonder if you could do this. Probably better to grease it whether you have a non-stick or not. Okay, and it's that simple, right? This is going. Oh no, we're not.
We're going to sprinkle with some more oats on the top after we spread it in there.
Is that good?
I think that's great.
Okay.
I'll grab the oats.
And do we do melted butter on top?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Did you want to do melted butter on the top?
No.
You're making butter to go with it, right?
I'm making butter. We're making butter. Well, we're not making butter. We're flavoring some butter.
We're going to churn some butter.
We're going to churn the butter while you're washing
We
us.
could have.
So just sprinkle some on?
Yep.
Look at that.
And we preheated the oven.
I'm making a mess of your kitchen.
That's okay. We preheated the oven 400 degrees. Actually 450. And then you immediately turn it down. It's been on 450 for quite a while, preheating. You turn it down to 400.
And then it bakes for, I'm going to let you do that because I'm tethered.
Okay. So we put it right in. There we go.
I love that stove.
Thank you.
It's very French provincial.
It's my midlife crisis stove.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love your midlife crisis.
And if anybody knows me at work, which they do, I'm not very electrical. I'm not very technological. So this is very basic. It's electricity and gas. That's it.
Love it.
Or propane. There's no timer. There's no
Clock.
There's no motherboards. There's no clocks. There's nothing. It's very basic. And
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So now you're
we do not sell these stoves at the store. Just admiring it.
But she does have something very cool.
She has something very cool we're about to use. Yes. Is this plugged in?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So, what is this thing?
That is my Smeg hand mixer, which I love. I absolutely love it. It's
Awesome.
It's got the double, which has the double whisk. We're not using the whisk right now, but my old one, which was ancient, only had one whisk, and this one comes with two whisks, so it's so much better.
Cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
much more efficient.
And it's got some good power on it. So what we're making right now, this is a recipe from Sally's Baking Addiction, and this is a honey butter spread that is delicious on this bread. And so we have some room temperature butter, which is really nice and soft. This is great. And we're going to add some honey.
So a little tip here, we need 1/3 of the honey, and I'm going to do it in, this had the melted butter in it, and so now the melted butter will make it come out a little easier.
Will help it be nonstick.
Yeah.
Right? She is brilliant, folks.
We're hoping.
She is brilliant. So we have 1/3 of a cup of honey, and then we're going to put in, oh, look at that. It's gorgeous.
Is it coming out? Yeah.
In the OXO measuring cup, which we love this for doing the butter in, because it's got this sort of beehive-y sort of thing. So you can take this with hot butter in it out of the microwave and you will not burn your hands. Also, it's squeezy, which is fun. So you can aim it and pour exactly where you want instead of sloshing it in there and making a big mess.
And I just picked that up recently because Amy told me that in the microwave, the butter does not splatter when you use that. And it doesn't. I've melted 2 things of butter today, 5 tablespoons of butter in that, not one splatter.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm impressed.
The other thing is that some glass, I have heard, I have not had this happen to me, but I've heard other people that have, when you melt butter in like Pyrex, sometimes, and we don't know why this happens, I'm sure somebody does, it will crack and explode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so even though they're oven proof and they're heat proof and stuff, for some reason there's something about the microwave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm not spreading rumors. I've really heard that this happens. So be careful.
Well, I'm converted. I like that.
Yeah, these are just great. And these come in, I think it's a 1/2 cup, a cup, 2 cup, and 4 cup. And you've seen me use these before, the big ones for measuring stuff. They're just fantastic. Just love them. All right, then we have 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar. And the sugar is really just to keep it all together. It sort of acts as flour, but you don't want flour in here because that would be icky.
Oops.
Okay.
No, that is powdered sugar.
It's baking soda. And then a little tiny bit of salt, which we don't necessarily need because we use salted butter instead of unsalted butter. But I'll just put in a pinch. I think it says it's 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon. I'm just going to put a pinch in for now, and then we'll taste it when it's done. I'm going to let you run the machine.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And we're just going to mix this up.
On. You turn it on, which is a little technical. It's a little digital, but not
but
too
you
much.
Can handle
I can handle it, so that's 1, 2, 3. And the butter was nice and room temperature, so that helps.
Really beautiful.
There's 5.
And we're just mixing it. That's all we're going to do until it's smooth and creamy.
1 more.
You are a renegade.
Feel the need for speed.
That's awesome. That looks great. You could probably put, if you wanted to, put a little bit of vanilla in there, but I don't think you need to because I think the honey's going to be good. I'm just going to take a little taste.
My cat has to be on camera. She just has to be.
Hi, Abby.
Hi, kitty kitty.
She's much better behaved than mine. That's delicious. Try it. And I don't think it needs any more salt. Yeah, let's use our Tavolo scoop and spread. One of my favorite tools. Scoop with this end, which is silicone, so you can clean out, you can scrape the honey out of your measuring cup, you can get the bottom of the peanut butter or mayonnaise or mustard with this. It's also silicone, so you could use this to scramble eggs in a non-stick pan. Don't break stuff, Kelly. And then this is a spreading end, so we're going to use, I'm going to try not to get honey all over myself.
I did get a bowl if you want to put it in a different bowl.
We will. In a sec. That's for you.
Thank you.
We will give Heather some when we're done, promise. We'll share. Is that yummy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm afraid that if I bite this, I'm not going to be able to talk on camera, so I'm just going to take a little nibble.
I just shoved a big piece in my mouth.
Oh, okay. The honey is really good with this.
The bread is sweet, and this is sweet, but it's not too sweet.
But they don't overpower each other.
I love it.
Because the only sugar in the bread is the brown sugar, right? The only sweetener. So it gives it enough sweetener that it is delicious on its own, but you could also eat it with baked beans and hot dogs, or since it's almost St. Patrick's Day, you could eat it with corned beef, and it would still be delicious. It's not too sweet, but the honey is really delightful.
That is really
with
good.
it.
I love that.
I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased with our outcome today. Callie, thank you so much for having us in your kitchen.
Well, thanks for coming.
We
This
really
was fun.
appreciate it. It's a beautiful kitchen.
Thank you.
I noticed that there's lots of Now You're Cooking stuff around for some reason. We will be back next week from somebody's kitchen. I don't know where we'll be, but we'll be making homemade granola bars, so make sure you check that out. They're very quick and easy to make. And they're delicious, and you can put in whatever you want. You can put in whatever nuts you want or dried fruit or whatever, and really make them yours. You could even have your signature granola bar if you wanted to impress everybody. I think that's it. Be Bath, Buy Bath, another couple weeks. Don't forget, tons of places in town, if not everybody. I think almost everybody's participating, so you can pick up your card. There are 2 hives to drop it off, one at City Hall, one down by Lisa Marie's at the north end of town. And I think that's it. Thanks again, Kelly. It was great working in your beautiful kitchen.
Yeah, I'm so glad you guys came over.
We'll see you again soon,
Okay.
like Tuesday morning. Thanks, everybody.